Jessie is a single mother who takes care of her son, Jack, who has autism, every day. One day, while cleaning up some paint that Jack had spilled, the doorbell suddenly rang. Jessie went outside to check, but there was no one there. She looked around in confusion, but found nothing. She then asked her neighbor, who was mowing the lawn, if he had seen anyone, but the neighbor hadn't seen anything either. Jessie thought it might be a prank by the kids. Afterward, Jessie grabbed her car keys and prepared to leave, as she had made plans to go sailing with her friend that day. She packed her clothes into a large bag and took Jack with her to the dock. Gray was getting the sailboat ready when Jessie and the crew member, Will, arrived. Gray quickly went over to greet them. However, Will suddenly commented that Jessie seemed a little off today. Gray didn't think much of it, but Jessie suddenly hugged him. Gray asked what was wrong, and Jessie simply said she was a little tired. Seeing that Jessie wasn't feeling well, Gray asked if she would still be able to go out on the water. Jessie assured him that she was fine. So, Gray took her over and introduced her to the others. Once aboard, Jessie laid down in the cabin and fell asleep. Gray asked Will what was going on with Jessie. Will said that when he had met Jessie, he hadn't seen her son Jack, so he asked where Jack was. Jessie seemed to forget about her son for a moment, and after a long pause, she said Jack was at school. But school wasn't in session that day. Gray didn't think too much about it, assuming Jack might be attending a special school. However, what Gray and the others didn't know was that Jessie had brought Jack along with her. So where was Jack? At that moment, Jessie woke up and went out onto the deck. Gray began to teach her how to drive the yacht, but soon after, Will noticed that the wind had suddenly stopped. The yacht was now stationary on the calm sea. In front of them, a terrifying black cloud appeared, rapidly approaching with lightning. Gray realized the danger ahead and quickly used the radio to call the nearby Coast Guard. The response came back that everything was normal. Before the conversation could continue, the signal was abruptly lost. Then, a strange distress signal came through the radio.
Help me! Please help me! Killing everyone! I'm all dead!
Gray asked where the sender was, but the signal was cut off. It turned out that the storm had arrived. Everyone hurried to take shelter inside the cabin. As the storm intensified, a massive wave suddenly submerged the yacht. When the storm passed, the yacht had capsized in the sea. The group quickly swam to the back of the yacht to take shelter, but they soon realized one person was missing. They knew that person might have been lost in the storm. As everyone sat there in despair, Jessie suddenly spotted a cruise ship coming toward them in the distance. They shouted for help, but the people on the ship seemed to have no reaction. When the cruise ship got closer, they managed to grab the lifeline and board the ship. However, Jessie's expression seemed strange. After Gray called to her several times, she finally jumped aboard. But once they were on the ship, something eerie happened. It seemed to be completely deserted. The group quickly searched the ship, but found no one. As they stood there, confused, Jessie suddenly said that it felt like she had been there before.
I feel like I know this place.